right, good morning everyone.
Morning.
We're ready for our chair yoga. So to begin with, let's plant those feet on the floor. Make sure we're nice and stable on that chair today. The toes are spread out. And as we begin, make sure that when we sit, that we're not cockeyed in our chair. We want to make sure our posture and our sitting position is as comfortable as possible. If you find that you have a sore hip, use a pillow, prop it the way you can. But make sure you're in a comfortable, painless position, all right? As your shoulders relax, just take a deep breath in and just see how you feel today. There's no rush through any of our movements. There's no expectations. Just do what feels right for you today, all right? You can rest your hands right on the thighs, or you can rest them to the side, wherever you feel most comfortable, but make sure we stay active. So the heels are underneath the knees. We're not bringing the knees in. We're not sloppy out to the side. All 4 points of both feet are planted. Good. Now make sure we look down, because sometimes we think we're in a position. Our brain are used to a different type of position. We want to visualize that position as well. Okay? Now as we build up, find your sits bones in the chair. So wiggle your bum if you need to, get those sits bones down. Start breathing into the belly, into the back, so we can adjust the pelvis, make sure it's balanced from left to right, up and down. And then begin the vertebrae through the spine as you breathe in. Nice, nice and tall. Draw the chin down, lengthen through the back of the crown, and just find that distance as you gently let the shoulders relax. Now I want you to imagine that you have warm pillows on your shoulders, and the weight of those pillows are just softly relaxing through the neck, up towards the earlobes, back through the shoulder blades, just softening around the neck. And with each breath, you feel that warmth, and with each exhale, the muscles just let go. Breathe in the warmth. Exhale out the tension. Breathe in the warmth. And just exhale out that tension. Feel your heart coming forward. And your shoulders relaxing back. Now as we begin that breath deeper and deeper, notice if we stuck the breath high in those shoulders, or can we get that breath to come deeper through the hips, the back, and the belly. If we're struggling, place your hands to your belly. Feel your belly expand. Fill it up like you just had a big turkey dinner. And then exhale, feel that core contract. Breathing into that belly, and then also into the back. Now, if we're not used to belly breathing, this is a little technique that takes some time to practice, so just keep working on it. And once the brain figures out what we're doing, it becomes easier and easier. Perfect. With the hands on the thighs, we'll keep that breath going, and then release your right hand down towards that right knee, and just gently twisting. Now I want you to imagine yourself as a corkscrew. We don't want to lean forward and curve. We want to come up. This is the top of the corkscrew. We're turning it, keeping the vertebrae safe as they slide along each other, not compress them into each other. Left side is the same thing. We breathe in, we go taller through the back of the crown, lengthening, and then gently back to center. Now this movement is very soft, very gentle. If it doesn't feel good, we're going too deep, we take it smaller, or we just breathe. Now as that left hand begins to float forward, that right shoulder just gently rolls back. So you think of that washing machine as it goes back and forth, same sensation. Beautiful. Don't hold your breath. Breathe in, lengthen. Now any of our spinal twists are very good for our digestion, our stomach massaging. But be gentle. As we run the hands down the legs, make sure that legs stay active, the knees stay over those ankles. And as we come back into the next twist, we're going to make sure the shoulders stay down and relaxed. Now if you notice, the chin always stays over the heart. So we're moving the body, not just the neck. All right, this gives us a bigger sensation that we're moving further. It doesn't matter how big we go. Keep your chin in front of your heart the entire time. Think about the shoulders turning through the spine. This is where we really realize how stiff we really are. Good. Well done. Shoulders stay level as much as you can. And it's always good every so often to prop yourself in front of a mirror and see what exactly is happening. What you feel might be different than what is happening in the mirror. Perfect. One more time. Slow, gentle movements. And then gently back to center. Let your hands dangle to the sides. Leave your heart facing forward and then roll to that right shoulder. Then roll to the left shoulder. And as we move through those motions, think more so of the lift up towards the earlobe and the release down towards the hip. Up to the earlobe and down towards the hip. Beautiful. Use your breath. Open up from the hip to the rib cage, lengthening as you go. We're gently moving through the spine in all different positions, different directions as it's meant to do. Perfect. And then one more time. Roll that shoulder carefully back. Take the hands out to the sides, palms forward. Scoop them up as you breathe into your belly. Breathe into the chest. Check your shoulders. If the ears are gluing up towards those ears, drop them down. And then release them down to the hips. Now, as I lift my arms up, if my shoulders are sore today, I might be here. Tomorrow, I might be a bit higher. And from each one of us will be different. So respect that. There's no competition, no comparison. We all have different injuries, different alignments in our body. And then as we come back down, I want you to make sure those heels are planted, the toes are spread out, that you feel safe as you bow forward and push the air behind you. The chest opens, you lengthen across the chest. Slight contraction in the back. Palms are going to flip forward and we're going to come up. Chest is going to open to the front, back's going to contract. Exhale as we push the air back, core contract, lengthen. Try not to look at your toes, look beyond your toes. Inhale up, keeping that nice straight, relaxed spine. Shoulders are down. As we push away and we lengthen, when we look beyond our toes, we keep that back nice and straight. Perfect. Inhale up. And once again, the shoulders and the arms only rise to where we feel safe. Exhale. Inhale. Shoulders soft. One more time. Exhale. Well done. Feel the weight in your feet. Your toes are spread. One more time. Up, rise, and hold. Relax the shoulders. Relax the elbows. Make a little fist with your hands. Draw the elbows down towards your hips. Perfect. Now as we draw back, you're going to have a contraction through the shoulder blades. As we release up, we're going to open, but we're going to breathe into the back. Expanding them. Bring the shoulders forward, not up. Exhale, pull back. And down. Inhale. Exhale, pull back. And down. Inhale. One more time. Draw it down. And then just bring those arms forward, palms relaxing. Now we're going to turn the palms to face me, fingertips spread apart. Open up your arms into football arms. Your feet are still planted. We're going to bring the elbows together, like you're squeezing the elbows together, not so much the hands. If they don't touch, that's okay. Try to keep your elbows in line with your shoulders as we squeeze and release. We drop the elbows towards the hips, taking a little bit of a break and drawing the shoulders down. So where the shoulders are now, this is where we want to keep them. We float the fingertips up like balloons attached to each one. We bring the elbows together, shoulders are low, and then we widen. Breathe into your heart. Don't worry about the contraction in the back, but open through the breath. Lower down. Draw that space away from the ears. Come back up. As we come together, breathe into the back. Beautiful. Open it up. And then drop it down. This is our first option. Now, if our shoulders are sore, take a break. Do one arm at a time if you need to. This next option, it's going to intensify the stretch. So if it's too much, don't go here. We're going to bring the hands across. Bring the right elbow to the inside of the left, and maybe the back of the hands can touch. Maybe we can wrap that left hand to the inside of the palm. But you'll notice it's quite intense to the neck and the shoulders, so do what works the best for you. Elbows are relaxed in front of the heart. Look up towards your fingertips and towards that right thumb. Now as we gaze through the hands, we should be able to see right through those hands. Deep breath in, up through the crown. Beautiful. Now if we're good here, for some of us, we're going to be able to lift those fingertips a little bit higher, intensifying that opening through the shoulders. For some, it's going to be way too intense, so we're not going to go. We're going to relax with the elbows lower. Now think tall through your spine. And then slowly lower the elbows if you've risen them up. Release the hands carefully, and then just slide them apart. Bring your elbows back to the hips, and extend the arms down. Perfect. Let the stress of those arms and shoulders drip out through the fingertips. Inhale back to your football arms. We're just going to do a nice gentle squeeze of the elbows coming together. Reminding ourselves we pick the option that best suits our body, not where we think we should be. Shoulders relaxed, elbows down. So continue this movement, one at a time or both. Or join me on the gentle twist. So as the elbows come in this time, the left elbow comes to the inside. The back of the hands come together. You'll notice usually one side a little tighter than the other. Maybe palms come to palm. And as we glance through the arms, we should be able to see right through those hands. Shoulders relaxed. And if we choose to, rise the fingertips up. Relax the shoulders. And breathe. Now we want to be challenged, but we don't want pain. So as we lower those elbows, we listen to our bodies, we carefully release the palms down. We lengthen the elbows out to the sides, we take the breaks as we need. Elbows to the hips, drop those shoulders down, inhale up, and then gently bring them towards each other. One more time, open it up. And as the elbows come down towards those hips, we're going to keep them nice and low. Palms are going to come towards those knees, and we're going to place the fingertips towards the front of the kneecap. We're going to take that lengthy body of yours and we're going to reach to the crown, draw it down, so we're going to lay the belly towards the thighs. We've got lots of stability. If you can't see your toes or you can see your knees popping past, bring those heels out. But lengthen, lengthen. Shoulders back, elbows towards those ribs, reaching towards those hips. Nice length to the body. Beautiful. Now push that tailbone softly, curving it into the chair. Scooping the belly button in. Gentle scoop up into the chest. We're looking down towards those legs. Let the fingertips slide in towards the inner thighs. Shoulders roll in. Chin is tucked. Inhale, come up nice and tall. Roll the fingertips towards the kneecaps. Wrap those thumbs and pinkies around the legs if you like, but open up the heart with the belly, the chest, and elbows come close to the body. Tuck them in. Think of a bird as it sits on its perch. The wings are tucked to the side, the shoulders are reaching down. And then as we tuck the tailbone into the chair, curl that belly up. The shoulders roll in, and we come up to a nice tall stance where the fingertips come back to the front. Elbows are tucked in. Lower that belly, open that heart, lengthen. As we do this, notice from side to side. Take your time, experience the tailbone reaching. Maybe the one side of the body is tighter than the other as the fingertips come together. The shoulders are rolling in. The length of the neck is getting taller and taller with softness through the shoulders. One more time, roll those fingertips forward. Think about that belly drawing forward, then the heart. Lengthen through that neck. Tuck those elbows in. Smooth feathers of that bird perched. And then roll up through the spine. Beautiful. Find that posture. Relax those shoulders. And then releasing your right hand out to the side. I want you to imagine you're going to reach something to the side, palm up to the ceiling. Relax the elbow and bring that hand back down to the right leg. Now balance the hips and the shoulders. We don't want to lean, we want to lengthen the left arm out to the side. Offering with a soft elbow and a relaxed shoulder. Bring it back in. And then right side once again, breathe in all the way into that arm, as if you're going to inflate your fingertips. And then come back. Find your posture, and then inflate those left fingertips as you extend. Beautiful. Wonderful. Now take your left leg, slide it forward, pressing the heel to the floor. Now, if the chair you happen to be on hurts the back of the leg, just turn your body a little bit, adjust as you feel safe, but no digging in on the back of that leg. I know that most of the chairs are not that comfortable. Then right knee is over the ankle for support. We're going to reach that toe, that left toe, down towards the floor, drawing that hip with it. You can even place your right hand to the back of the chair if you feel safer. Inhale, draw that hip back. Exhale, reach with that toe. Your hips are going to slightly twist, and then we're going to draw it back, leveling them out, and then reach with that left toe, lengthening. Good. So if I kept my shoulders stacked over my hips like I'm supposed to, my whole body will lengthen on that left side, contract on the right, and then come back up. Good. Gentle twists through those hips. And again, if it hurts, we're not doing it. We just breathe into that heel, into that leg, into that hip. Good. Bring the hips back one more time. Lengthen. Perfect. Now as we come back, we're going to keep the hips level, that toe to the sky, and we're just going to windshield wiper from left to right. Now as you think about a windshield wiper, when we squeegee the windshield, I want you to think about that entire squeegee staying on that window, not the tip of the toe, not the pinky, but keeping it nice and flat, like we want to get that entire surface straight on that glass. Perfect. Supporting that hip, loosening that tightness. And then one more, take your time. Nice long leg. Slide that leg back in and walk it out. Toe to heel on each side. Good. Now as you do toe to heel, use those toes. Spread them out. Good. Find some air between them. Give them some space. Imagine being compressed and stuck in a shell the whole day long like your toes are a lot of times in your shoes. Perfect. When you're ready and you feel like you're ready to go, check your left knee. Make sure the ankle's over that left knee or underneath that left knee. That right leg comes forward. The hips are still level, so don't overextend quickly. You can always turn if you need to, but make sure we can twist back. So as we point that toe, feel that right hip slide down, lengthen, and then draw back. Okay, your stability's on that left leg. Draw down, and come back. So if you were to look in a mirror right now, you would see your shoulders gently rocking with that lengthening. Your head's nice and tall. Perfect. Strengthening the front, releasing and lengthening. Good job. Use your breath. Notice when your foot comes up, is it nice and square, or do you have it cockeyed? Every time we flex, we want to bring the foot up properly, nice and straight. Make sure we're enforcing strengthening on both sides of that leg. And then your last one, lengthen. Bring it back up. Make sure the hips are balanced. And we're going to do our windshield wiper from side to side. Perfect. Remember, it's not all through the ankle. we tend to get into that misconception of just moving the ankle. And yeah, we're stretching the ankle then, but we want it from the hip. You should feel it right warming up into that hip socket. There might be even a pull into that outer hip. And with that gentle pull becomes that release. Good job. And then hold still. Slide that heel up and walk it out. Spread those toes out. Good job. Now as we're walking it out toe to heel, walk wider. Go nice and wide in that chair. And again, we can turn ourselves so we're supported on the inside. So the inside of the chair might go through the legs, or we can stay centered, whatever you feel safest at. Place your heels to the floor. Now as we come to this position, nice wide feet, toes forward. We're gonna bow forward, but just see how you feel. Make sure you feel safe, that the knees are over the ankles. We tend to bring them in. If this is what's happening, walk your feet a bit closer, okay? So with the knees over those ankles, we come forward like we did earlier, reaching back with that tailbone. See how we feel first. Notice how low you feel you can go until you feel unsure. Then we don't want to go into that unsure distance. We want to come back up. We're going to turn the hands to the inside of those legs, and we're going to drop that left shoulder towards that right knee. Looking, lengthening the spine beyond the knee, down to the back wall, to the side of the room, wherever you are. Keep your spine nice and long. Pull your right shoulder back, and then inhale, come up tall. Draw that chin in, find your posture. Now as we go to the other side, go slow and gentle. See how this feels first. Knees stay wide, they don't roll in. Right shoulder towards left knee, left shoulder pulling back. So if you're looking to that left elbow, it should be far away with the shoulder. Inhale, come up. Find your posture, tuck your chin. Knees are still square, check them. They'll start to flow in. Open them up. Good. Left shoulder to right knee. Look past that right elbow. And then inhale up. Relax your shoulders. Find your posture, and then over to the left side with the right shoulder. Pull that left shoulder back, and then come back up nice and tall. Beautiful. Now we're going to walk those heel toes in, and we're going to go into our pigeon, our sitting pigeon. So if you need a block to support your ankle, start with placing the outside of the foot first of your right foot on the edge. See how the hip begins to open. You can cross the ankle with your right foot, still nice and tall through the body. And you can work your way up. Now if you have a long pant leg, you can pull that pant leg, give that leg a little bit of a support, but make sure the knee stays over that ankle once again. Now our habits are to draw the knee in because it makes it easier. Open that knee up. We need that proper stability and balance. We're still on our sits bones. We're going to flex our right foot. Make sure that flexed ankle supports the knee and the hip. Perfect. Do what you can, relax your shoulders, and breathe. Now, even if we're down low, stay up if you can. Even if we're down low, breathe into the hip. Visualize the leg higher. Your brain is in a powerful, powerful muscle here. It's going to hit the muscles that you are focusing on. And as we allow that right knee to open to where we feel safe but challenged, we're going to get our posture as tall as we can. Draw the chin in. With your right hand on your knee and your left hand possibly on that ankle, we're just going to lean the heart towards that calf. Now again, our other bad posture or bad form is to curl that spine. We don't want to do that. We want to come up tall and just lower. So close your eyes if you feel safe enough to. Find a spot out front, but lengthen. Don't worry about how low you've gotten down there. Just see how it feels. Experience your body. Shoulders are back. Lots of length through that spine, that back of the neck. Breathe into that lower spine. And there's no rush, so relax. The more you can relax and focus, the more your body will give back. Now we curl that tailbone in. We begin to lift the body up nice and tall. Shoulders are still low and relaxed. Take that right leg down carefully with support. And we're gonna do little soccer kicks out. Contracting around the knee, supporting, making sure the ligaments are nicely lined up. And once again, make sure we're not kicking out to the side or in. Straight up if you can. Intentional movements. With each intentional movement, we've got support again back around the joints. Perfect. Now as we have that right ankle under that right knee, drop to the left knee out to the side. Feel how this side feels. It'll be amazing from one side to the other as we continue, how flexible we can be on one side and not the other. So as we work this left ankle up, see how you feel. Watch that right knee doesn't float in. Flex the foot. Let the left knee float to the side. Find your posture. Chin is in, shoulders are down. Stay here if you need to, or we can bow forward with the heart, lengthening. Now if we have a tighter side, an extremely tighter side, we want to spend a little bit more time there. So as we breathe into this side, if we notice it's the other side we just did, give yourself some time here and then switch back. We want to make sure we're balanced to the body as much as possible. Perfect job. Feel your ribs coming forward, your shoulders drawing back, and just softness, releasing the tight muscles. Now, we might want to lead with that chin. Many of us are reaching with that chin. Now think about looking down, keeping the back of the neck nice and long, apple and orange. Look how much distance we have extended. So when we look forward, we're compressing the back of the neck to extend because we're still very competitive. Draw the chin in. Think about the neck's length all the way through the spine, extending to the crown. And then tuck that tailbone in when you're ready. No rush to get here. Come on up. Let that left leg float down when you're ready. Find those sits bones, and then we go back into our gentle soccer kicks. Toe straight up, toes up. Beautiful. Nice job. Now as we place those feet back down, when you're ready, spread those toes out. We're gonna walk our fingertips down the sides of our bodies to the chair, and then we're gonna walk our fingertips down the chair, keeping the elbows back. The inside of the elbows stay to the front, and walk your fingers back to the edge of the chair, to the back where you feel safe. With a gentle grip, open up your chest. Keep your chin tucked and lift through your crown. Breathe into that belly. Notice as each breath, these shoulders will draw a little more open, separating that tightness, that knot across the chest, opening up through the belly, and lengthening the spine so we're not compressing that lower back. There should be no pinching in the back. Use your breath. Really important that we get this chest to open. Good work. Slowly relax, walk the hands back carefully. Don't overextend back to the front, but we're gonna make sure those heels are still under those knees. Hands are gonna come forward. And I want you to push this invisible wall away as we relax the shoulders down. Notice the weight transfer to your feet, the power around the knees. Inhale, come back. Hands can go down by the hips. And notice the counterbalance. The tailbone's back, the hands are forward, the shoulders are soft. Feet should feel really solid right here. Come back. The spine is long. One more time, push that invisible wall away. And as we come back, if you're on blocks for your feet, just kick them to the side or underneath you. We're gonna come to a standing position. So as we push those hands forward, we're gonna press into those heels and feel how strong we are when we come up. Good work. Shuffle your way back. So left foot's gonna extend out, right foot's gonna follow, and we're just gonna shuffle to the side and then back it up carefully. Find a chair, wall, whatever you feel is safest for you, a tabletop, whatever you're closest to. Now with that position, we are standing right beside our chair. All right, so as we get older, we tend to take the focus away from balance, and now we're not doing a lot of stuff that helps our balance out. So it's really important that we work on balance. So I want you to take the outer leg, keep it planted to the earth, take your inside leg. You've got the chair for support if you need, but we're gonna inhale tall, exhale, bring that right knee forward, and we're gonna gently, bending the left knee, tap the heel to the floor. Inhale, toe. Exhale, heel. We breathe in, we're floating up like a balloon, touch the toe and that heel. Now if this bothers my knee in any way, my outside leg, my movement's gonna be a lot smaller. Okay? Just a little bend and back. Now if you notice, when I press that heel forward and bend this knee, my tailbone and my glutes go back. And then I come back up. So as I tap, my glute goes out, my core fires, I'm counterbalancing. And as I come up nice and tall, my toe lands for balance and stability. My tailbone goes back, tap, and then back up. Lots of relaxation through the shoulders. We're focusing on the lower part of the body. And then tap. Good. Think tall, lengthen, tailbones back, and then bring it up all the way to the crown. One more time. Perfect. And then walk it out. So as we're back on that side of the chair, make sure that you've got a nice release to the hips. See how that hip feels. And then we're gonna take that same leg, keeping the left leg nice and tall, not locking the knee. The same leg, we're gonna sweep that toe to the front and then gently back to its home place. So I might have my whole hand holding the chair. Maybe it's 2 fingers, maybe it's nothing. See how we can do, hands to the side, toe sweeps around. Now if I get a little bit wobbly, that's okay, but I don't wanna have a moment where I can fall. So if I fall out of my pose a little bit as I stumble, that's okay. That just means we're challenging ourselves, but we always want to be safe. So take that leg out, shoulders aren't helping, and bring it back. Take that leg out, and bring it back. Good, 2 more. Extend, bring it back, and extend. Beautiful. Awesome. Now as we walk back, walk it out. Keep your eyes on the chair. As we come around to the back side, we're going to follow it over to the right side of the chair. So notice your left hip to your right. One should feel a little warmer, maybe a little stronger. So with that right leg being the stabilizers but not locked, the left hand can go to the chair for balance. Okay? So as we begin, breathe into the body, find that length. Shoulders are soft, the lower part of your body is doing the work. When we release the knee forward, take that heel, tap it down, bend your knee, extend your tailbone back. Grow tall with the breath in, tap the toe. Good. Exhale, let those legs work hard. As we move, we challenge our balance. And I want you to pause for just a moment. As you come back up, I want you to make sure that right toe is straight forward, that we're not in a pie shape or we're not pigeon-toed. Make sure that alignment feels good for you. If there's any pain as you lower down, then we're not doing this, or we're changing the foot alignment. Some of us will need to have that foot out slightly if it's causing pain. So as we lower, tailbone back, core is strong, come up tall. Use your breath, that's your powerhouse. Your breath fuels that body, stabilizes that body. There we go. Breathe in. Good, not just the lungs, get it to the belly. Exhale, tailbone back, inhale, nice tall posture, one more. Good, and bring it back up and walk it out. Watch your feet. Are we doing this now? Or are we doing this? Try to keep them lined up. Slow it down if you need. And then when you're ready, place your hand back to the chair. Start the first out with a bit of stability. Right leg is soft, body is tall. Now as we inhale, that left knee comes forward. And then we're going to extend out to the side. Now I want you to breathe in to that entire side of that body. Exhale, bring it back. Core is strong. Inhale, lengthen. Good. Exhale, bring it back. Maybe we're down to one finger. Maybe we are down to the hands extending to the sides. But the movement stays the same. Breathing in. And exhale back. Breathing in. And power it back. Good job. Breathing in. And walk it out. Well done. Good. All right, so we're gonna walk ourselves back. Find the back of the chair. Use your fingertips once again. Walk your feet towards the edge of the chair so you have a bit of a gap between you and your chair. Hands are gonna walk down the sides of the chair. Now we're gonna keep our back nice and tall, but push your tailbone behind you. So as my body is close to my chair but not glued to it, I'm going to push my hips back, lower my rib cage down towards the chair, and I'm going to look beyond the chair, but keep my nose towards the base so I'm still nice and long. You're going to take your hands maybe to the edge of the base of the chair. You only go as low as you feel safe, and I have long arms so I can reach to the front of my chair. If you can't, that's okay. Just stick to the sides. Bend your knees, lower down. And I want you to push into those heels, come on up, and then lower through the elbows. If this is too high for you, just turn your chair, bend those knees, lower those elbows, and then straighten it out. Take your time. Now some of these chairs have a lower back to them. Try to keep your arms level. Up we go. Now notice if you're curving through the shoulder blades. Can we pull the chest forward, lowering it down, flattening out the back, and as we bend those knees, keep that spine the way it is. And then come on up nice and tall, like a downward dog version into our dolphin. One more time. And you go as low as you feel safe, not too low if you don't feel safe. Now hold here, we're gonna walk the dog. So the right knee's gonna pop forward, the back hip's gonna go, or left hip's gonna go back. As we come back to center, the right hip's gonna go back, the left knee is gonna come forward. The arms are staying straight. Perfect. Now if I find that chair's bothering me, I can come up here, and we're just gonna walk the dog from here. There's lots of options. The key is not to crunch up into the shoulders. There we go. Don't worry about loading the shoulders. Keep those legs loaded with strength and power as we walk the feet forward and back with those knees. Good work. Feels really good for those hips. They get so tight. And we could do this at the counter, but remember, when you're at home and you're doing exercises, make sure you're really concentrating on the form. We could sit here and we could kind of hang off the neck, load the shoulders, and do the motions. We really want to come light through the upper neck, shoulder area. They have enough tension up here. We can be light with the hands, concentrating on just moving through the hips. So as we go through our day, take some time to do these, but make sure we're doing them properly. Even if we're going to do them, they've got to be done well. And then bringing both knees soft, bring that body up slowly. Now we've been down for a while, so take your time. Make sure the back feels okay. Walk it out, and then wiggle through those hips. We should feel a little more loosey-goosey. There we go. Good job. Now we're going to come to the edge of our chair. Let's say the right side of our chair. If we have a block, fantastic. We're going to put our left foot on the block. If we don't, we're going to use a book, a box. Maybe we can even use the chair that we're using to place the foot on that level. The left hand stays on the back rest, okay? Make sure we're stable here and that that right knee is bent. We don't want to lock it up. Now, the other things I want you to think about is activate that arch. So we can collapse inward on that arch and flatten out the foot. We want a little bit more stability. Okay, activate the foot with your 4 points. Take your right hand gently to that left knee, and then we're going to open up nice and wide. Now, if I can't quite get my foot that high, I might bring my knee up to my hand and then lower my foot back to the floor if I need to. Shoulder open, or foot down to the chair, shoulder opens. Perfect. Tap that knee, open it up. Now this is a very gentle movement, really guided with the breath. As we exhale, we contract. As we inhale, we open up the chest. If you want to add a little bit more, we're going to bring that arm in, extend it to the toe. See how we feel. And then as we open, we're going to open up to the sky. Now I might be good taking my hand down to my toe or my knee still, but I don't want to go that high to the sky, so I just go to the side. Whatever feels the best for you. So if my foot can't quite reach the chair, I can extend to the sky with a nice deep breath, but when I come back down, I might reach to my knee. And then I extend to the sky once again. Whatever works for you. Drawing to the ankle, and then extending. Down to the ankle. One more, open it up. And then let the arm come down to the side. Carefully remove that left leg. Make sure we go slow, so we're respecting the hip, walking it off. Now this time walk forward and up and around your chair, crossing the feet over if you can. Just thinking of what your steps are happening. We want to be conscious of all our movements, so do things that you don't normally do when you walk around. Perfect. Now when you're ready, try the right foot. See how this hip feels as you bring it up. If it doesn't want to go up, then we keep it lower. We use a box, a block, or we can take it right to the chair. Now think about your shoulders, relax them. Your left knee is soft. Beautiful. Take the arm out to the side and bring it to that knee. Good. Let your body be aware of what's happening before we do it. Good. Now if my foot can't quite rise up, I'm just bringing my hand to my knee as I lift my knee or my hip, and then I'm opening. Perfect. Now we know, like we did on the other side, we have the option of the going down to the foot, to the toes. So if you'd like to, take it to that level, take it down to the toes. See how that hip feels on this side. When we open, keep the shoulder low to begin with. Just try it once here, and then we can go into full motion if we like, to toe, all the way to sky. Shoulders relaxed, and then back down. Notice the core that's necessary, and back strength. Soft shoulder, but this entire part of your body is working hard as we come forward, contracting through the obliques, the abdominals, and lengthening. The back softly contracting and supporting the same side of the body, but the opposite, front and back. Beautiful. Now how much twisting do we do in a day? Tons of it, some of it that we're not aware of until we tweak something. So these gentle movements support us, strengthen us, and get us more mobile. Take the breaks as you need, lower the arm if you need. And then one more time. Deep breath, breathe into it, belly, hip, even into that heel. And then lower down. Perfect. Bring the hand up the body, step down carefully, and walk it out. Now we're going to come to the front of the chair, but we're going to take it on an angle. So your right side is going to face the chair. You're going to step in front of the chair, and you're going to put your right hip on that chair. Your right arm is going to stay on the edge. Now as we do this, we're going to find that sits bone, kick back the left leg. Now the knee might have to stay really close to the right leg, or we can extend back. You might find you're having to place your feet on the shoelaces, especially if you have a bunion or soreness to the toes, or reach through your heel. Open up this hip. We get so tight. So from whatever distance you decide, drop that hip down. You've got the chair for support. Hold here and breathe into that hip. Perfect. Now if you find that you're leaning back and you're pinching your lower back, this means we've dropped the weight into our lower back and we're trying to crunch it back. I want you to think tall, lengthy. As you lift up to the sky, your spine is long. It's not compressing in the back. We feel that hip opening. The hips are level, so we're dropping that hip down. Now take your left hand, if you like, to the side. Chest is open. To the right knee. Chest is open, or even towards the backrest of the chair, and adding a gentle spinal twist. Lots of options. See how you feel. Think tall through your crown. Reach that back left heel. Perfect. Now as we come back, turn the head first. Let the left hand float back to the knee. If it's already there, then towards the left hip, and then slowly come untwisted to the front of the chair. Use that chair if you need to support yourself to come back safely. Perfect. Now notice where you were in that position, looking back behind the chair. If you were tight, how it felt. Again, there shouldn't be any spasms and there shouldn't be any panic through the hip. So I want you to come up out of your chair, place your heels under those knees. Push this wall away with me. Shoulders are down. Push. Feel the weight into those feet. You must feel solid before we go here. As we come back, if we need to have those heels down, come to the edge a bit more. Push the palms forward, not through the shoulders, but through the entire body. Come back up nice and tall. Make sure the shoulders remember to relax. Then we press. We come back. This is our movement forward. Now, deep breath, prepare. Relax your shoulders. The legs are going to do the work. Exhale, push up. Press into those legs. Feel all those muscles firing. We want to keep these ones strong. And then you turn yourself to your chair. Left hip to that chair this time. Perfect. Now as we come forward, step that left leg to the edge. Sink your left hip into the chair. And your left arm is there for support. Now this side's a different hip, so let's see how we do. Lengthen as much as you can. Balance out your hips. You are going to put some weight into that right leg. Perfect. Now once again, if I'm on the edge and I don't feel safe again, I can always turn my chair so I have a lot more support. Whatever works the best for you. And now as we breathe, lengthen through that back heel, to that back foot, whatever you can get to open up this hip. This back leg should be as long as you physically can make it. And we breathe into that hip. Shoulders are stacked, chin is tucked. We've got beautiful posture of the spine. And we're using that breath to release. Take your time, let it open safely. If I feel a little shaky in here, I'm going too deep, so I need to back out of it. Nice. Let those hip flexors lengthen carefully and gently. Now, put that right hand on that hip if you feel good here. Bring it over to that left knee. Make sure your spine is tall. As we twist, don't curve the back. If you can make it to the back of the chair, that's an option that you can take. Go for it. Reach back with your right heel and bring in that twist if you can. Think tall through your spine. Open through your right hip, lengthy down the right leg. Breathe. Now it's going to be harder in our twists to do those breaths deep into the belly and the back. Keep it going. Untwist slightly if you need to get that breath there. And then let the head come back towards the right. Right hand towards that knee, maybe to that hip, and carefully back. Beautiful. Now as we come back to center, we should feel a lot more openness through those hips. Perfect. Place those feet out front. We're going to walk them a little bit longer. Make sure the toes are planted to the earth, the heels are down to the floor. Now if you're at home and you're on a carpet or anything like that, be careful that it's not slippery. Okay, you might have to put your shoes on a little bit for this one. We're going to walk the hands towards those knees and then gently down as we curve the body over those legs. Watch that we don't tilt the chair, that we let the belly sink in towards those thighs. Shoulders towards those knees, and then tuck your chin in towards the throat, crown towards those toenails. Now breathe nice and deep. The hands are there for support. Take one more deep breath in, and on your way up, take those hands, let them help you. If you can use your tailbone and draw it to the mat, to the chair, then we roll ourselves up. Whatever works for you. All right, one more time, take them down. Slowly, gently, lowering belly, chest. And once we get here, that chin tucks in. We lengthen down through the spine. Lots of stability through the palms. Shoulders soft. Walk the hands back up. And then gently, nice and tall. Now your feet are still slightly out to the sides. Open up your toes into a V position. Perfect. Now if this causes any pains on the inside of the knees, we're not doing it. We keep the toes forward. Okay, so as we come down, same thing. We're going to lower the belly towards the openness of those legs now. You're going to notice the difference through the hips. And then as we tuck it in, roll that tailbone back into that chair and come slowly up. Do you notice the difference on that motion as we come back down? So if we walk with our toes out to the sides, and we're going to lower that belly down once again, notice where that pull is. So down the sides of those legs, which are already a tight muscle, we're going to get even more shorter because the way our feet are. And as we come up nice and tall, walk the toes in and bring the heels wide. So this is more pigeon-toed. And if you notice people walking, the way you wear your shoes says a lot about how you carry your body to where soreness happens in the body. So with the toes forward, the knees towards each other, let's take the belly down this time. Chest. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then we can come up slowly, tucking that tailbone in. Just giving our bodies opportunities to lengthen in all different directions. As we go back down once again, slow and gentle. Beautiful. Crown towards the toes, tuck that tailbone in, roll that body up. And drop the shoulders down. Bring the toes back to parallel. And we're going to do one more. When the feet are nice and straight, the toes are spread. The knees are in the same direction as those toes. Belly comes down, lower it down. Chest, elbows towards those hips. Maybe the hands can slide down to the toes. And then we let that crown go. And then on the exhale, bring that tailbone to the chair. Use your hands to walk your body back up, but come back to the seated position. Good job. Now we're going to take that right shoulder, roll it back. And as we do so, the left. And then we're going to walk our feet closer to us as we do this, and we're going to slide those hips back into the chair, wiggling them slightly, till we find a position that's comfortable for us. Now use the backrest if you need. But if you can, try to keep your posture as tall as you can. Feet are planted under those knees. We've got lots of stability now. Leave your hands wherever they're comfortable. For some of us, palms down is that safe, secure position. Palms up tend to be more vulnerable. All right, so palms up for our meaning is usually drawing in energy for the day. So if you have lots to do today and you're excited about your day but you want to be energized, keep your palms up to the sky. As if the sun, you're drawing energy from the sun. If you're looking forward to just a calm, relaxing day, a down day, put those palms down. Let the shoulders soften and just breathe. Now as we draw that chin in, we have that apple and orange, so we have a nice length in the back of the skull. Find whatever position works for you. And as you close your eyes, feel your sits bones in the chair, the back of those hamstrings, behind those knees. Breathe into that body. Now this is a time where things begin to float into our minds. I want you to let them go. We're not finished here. This is your time, your special time to get back to your body, your mind. Take advantage of it. Let your shoulders soften. Your glutes let go. And then very gently just begin to move your head from side to side in whatever motion feels good and that your body seems to be craving. If there's tightness, you're going to slow it down, breathe into it. If there's pain, we're just going to hold and breathe. Let the tongue in your mouth relax. Let the band across your forehead let go. And this movement from side to side, if it bothers you, hold still. But imagine it as it's wringing out the tension through your neck, shoulders, and back. And with each little contraction, the body just gets lighter and softer. Feel the softness of your cheeks. The openness of each breath in your chest. And even as we begin to relax the upper part of the body, let those glutes, those big quad muscles, those hamstrings, let them go. Feel the weight sinking deeper into the heels as they let go. And then as we come back to center, hold the head still. Keep the eyes closed if you like, or find that spot on the floor. And we're just going to nod, a gentle nod